Hey there, welcome back to Working Aussies Homestead. I'm Jordan Kelly, and if you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel or for watching this video. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I do not usually open our videos this way, but it is so important that we share the information that we are with the people who need it. So if you're here, welcome, and thank you so much for watching this video. It has been just over 2 months since I posted a video here on our YouTube channel, and so it was time that you guys need an update. So I wanted to share what we've been up to. Obviously a lot here in the garden behind me and to the other side of me as well. So I wanted to share a little bit of a garden update, tell you what we've been up to, and why we haven't been on YouTube as much. So a few months ago, I had posted a video, and then it's been a while since. We also have not shared our typical budget videos with you guys, not for any reasons other than just the time that it takes to set aside and film and share that information with you guys. So we've had a lot more going on here on the homestead, so it's been hard to figure out, okay, what's actually a priority and what do we need to focus on so that we can keep winning and keep moving forward. So here on our homestead, if you are new, we operate on 1.24 acres. I have 5 Gulf Coast native sheep, 3 dairy goats, and a small flock of chickens, and we have a pair of rabbits, as well as this beautiful 10,000 square foot market garden here on our homestead. So this obviously this garden has taken a lot of our time, a lot of our energy to start those seeds, cultivate, be weeding, be harvesting from already, and we have 2 markets that we go to. Now, along with those markets, we have also been opening up our farm for local people to come and pick up produce on the farm. So that's been taking a lot of our time and energy. I have also been back working full time, and we have a litter of puppies. So there's a lot of things going on that is taking all of our time and energy. So it has been really hard to pick up this camera and spend that time editing these videos so that you guys get this content. But I wanted to give you an update. So just this past weekend, I went and spoke at the Homestead Festival in Columbia, Tennessee at Rory Feek's farm there at Hardison Mill, and I had a wonderful time. But I was also reminded that part of the reason why we share is because people like you need to hear our story. You need to hear what's going on, how we're making it work, and what that process all looks like. So I wanted to come back on here and share this little video with you guys, give you an update, and then I really do want to get back into sharing this with you guys. Now, our videos will be moving forward more of the vlog style, so more of this talking head, but being real with you guys and sharing what's going on in our world and how we're dealing with it. So the biggest aspect right now of our life is definitely this garden and keeping it up and going, keeping those seeds planted, keeping those transplants going in the ground. But then also, what are we doing to make sure that this soil that we have is feeding the plants that we have growing in it? Now, our property is between Raleigh and Fayetteville in North Carolina, and this area has been conventionally farmed for generations. So we moved on to a property that has super sandy soil. We lacked lots of nitrogen, and we have seen it way more this year in the nitrogen deficiency than we have any other year, even though we've been adding more and more to it. So we have gone and invested in good compost, good soil to start with, and then we're trying our best to make sure that we're not adding really more detrimental things to the soil. So the plants that we are planting, obviously they're pulling a lot of nutrients from the soil, but we are also this year practicing with cover crops in our rows, and we are also working with a local guy who does hydroponics with getting that fish emulsion and putting it right onto our plants. So Josh has been going and picking up between 90 and 100 gallons per week to put on our crops so that they are nice and fertilized. They're getting that extra nitrogen that our soil is lacking anyways. So we've been trying to research what more we can do for the garden to help its fertility, to help its production, so that we can continue feeding the people in our community. And that's a huge part of why we are expanding our garden, is because we do want to feed our local community and we want to show them that organic is possible. So another big thing lately is we were certified naturally grown. Now what that means is just we have been certified that we grow everything in a natural manner here on our homestead. Now I would love for us to be certified organic, however there's a lot more rules and requirements, and it's a lot more paperwork, and it's a longer process to become certified organic. So in the meantime, I thought, well, let's go ahead and see what we need to do to become certified naturally grown. So we are now certified naturally grown here in the state of North Carolina, and people can come and see that we use just water, some natural fish poop from a local guy, and sunshine. So it's been a pretty nice spring so far, a very wet spring. We've gotten a lot of rain, which is great because everything is growing, but then so are the weeds. So I've been busy getting the weeds taken care of. So that is something that I'm going to be working on later today. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit more update on that. So earlier this spring, we had our 1 ewe give birth to twins, and we were so excited. So we have a critically endangered breed of sheep, the Gulf Coast native, and there are fewer than 200 registered annually in the US and fewer than 1,000 registered annually in the whole world. And so that's what makes them such a kind of low-numbered species, low-numbered breed of sheep, is because not a lot of people have these sheep. So we have these sheep here on our property, and we had a mishap a few weeks ago. We had come home from a market, and the fence kind of looked funny, and I went over to check it out, and the fence had not been hitting all the way around completely, and so our little ewe lamb had gotten caught in the fence and strangled herself, unfortunately. And that was really, really hard. That was during a week where we had laid to rest one of our dogs. And so it was just all of the things piling up at once. And that was really, really tough, because that little ewe lamb was going to be our next step into raising this critically endangered sheep. She was going to be our first registered offspring, but of course that just did not work out. So since then, we had Miss Zara welcome a new addition into the herd. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys her. So she is her daddy's spitting image. How cute is she? So this is our little mixed breed baby. Hi, Mama Zara. Alright. We'll go away because the Ivy's yelling at me. So, anywho. But the little girl's addition means we are back in milk, which is why we brought those goats back onto the homestead, for the purpose of dairy. So it's nice to have Miss Zara back in milk so that we have fresh dairy in our fridge. And I do plan this season to make a lot of mozzarella cheese, so that way we can have lots of pizzas this winter. Now, something that I talked to several people about at the Homestead Festival was really encouraging people that some livestock can be a seasonal thing. Now that might be something that I go on to talk about at a later date, more in depth on. But right now for us, our season of livestock is our small flock of chickens, our sheep, and our dairy goats. And the rabbits are kind of low maintenance, but something that we did recently was we went ahead and dispatched all of our bucks and our extra rabbits. So I just have a pair of females that we are using for their poop. So that's their purpose here on the homestead. Now the rest of our pastures we have been reseeding. There again, we've been trying to experiment with cover cropping and figuring out, okay, what can we do to better our pastures a little bit and add a little more diversity. So we've been reseeding our pastures with buckwheat, sorghum Sudan grass, and iron and clay cowpeas. So this way there's a little bit more diversity, but also focusing on the biomass since we have such sandy soil, something that can actually build a root system in our soil so that it can hold water for a longer period of time, therefore improving the pastures for the other natural grasses that are growing here. So as I'm walking around, I'm checking out, and we have reseeded this section here. This is where the grass does not necessarily grow the best, but that's why it's important for us to plant things that can help add biomass to the soil, so that way everything can get watered more easily. There, I'll go in here. But that way, so that everything can maintain a better level of water, and as the season gets hotter, we don't have plants that are dying in the heat because of lack of ability to withhold that water, but that biomass added into the soil from the cover crop helps with keeping everything wetter longer. So just wanted to share a little bit of update on there. We have been busy tending to this garden. Josh has expanded it again. We've added corn back behind the house along with some watermelons back there, and then we are prepping another section for more rows. And the hopeful thing, fingers crossed on this, because of course it's also a big part of the budget, is we are really hoping to add a 50-foot high tunnel onto our property in August. So that is something that we've been working towards, trying to up our markets, trying to up the production of the garden so that we can make sure that that is in the budget. But that is a huge thing that we've been focusing on lately is, okay, what else can we bring home and what can we do to help stay home? Because that's the biggest aspect for our family's sake anyways, is that Josh is home full-time with Scout, and I still work full-time off the homestead at Red Robin as a server and bartender, which is news to most people. But I also have not really talked about the fact that I wrote a book. And I wrote a book and worked with a publisher, Sawdust Publishing Company. And it's currently in print, and it's going to be ready to be shipped at the end of this month. But that's been a huge project that I've been working on this year, was getting that book to the publisher, working with them on all of the edits, getting the photos to them, and now it's finally in the final stage before we can have it in hand, have those hard copies, and I'm really, really excited to share about that too. So as I get back to sharing more on our YouTube channel, that's something that I want to talk about, because I do really want to help inspire people to herd on the homestead, start where they are, which is the title of the book, Herding on the Homestead, Start Where You Are, and just kind of give people the information and the knowledge and know-how of where to start with herding and using a herding dog. So I'm going to share a little bit more content of that, share more content as we keep a puppy from this recent litter. And I want to share her whole journey growing up to become a working dog here on our small homestead, and hopefully a larger homestead in the near future. So it's all things that we're working towards, but I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any specific questions about things, please leave them down in the comments below. I really want to work towards answering those questions and sharing more about all that we're doing here on the homestead. It's a lot. Anytime I talk to people and they ask what's going on, I try to explain the best that I can everything that we're doing, and the consensus is always, wow, that's a lot. You guys have a lot going on. And we do, but we love it this way because we are making steps forward every single day, even if there's one thing that breaks or isn't working and it gives us, has us take a step back. We're still working towards moving forward and continuing this lifestyle and bringing us both home so that we can homestead full time and we can share what we are learning and share that healing is possible too. So like I said, thank you so much for coming. It was so great to chat with you today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Thanks.